Do you think you know the Chicago housing market? You've seen the headlines, you've obsessed over the interest rates, and you've definitely got an opinion on whether or not it's a good time to buy or sell. But what if I told you the single biggest thing that's deciding who wins and who loses in Chicago's real estate in 2025 has almost nothing to do with the Fed? The game has completely changed. While everyone's been watching mortgage rates, a few hidden shifts in how buyers and sellers are behaving are creating a brand new class of real estate winners. These are the trends that don't make the national news, but they are completely reshaping what it takes to succeed here. And the third trend I'm going to share is the one no one is talking about, but it's affecting every single deal getting done right now. Stick around because you're about to see this market in a totally new way. All right, let's jump right into it. For the last couple of years, everyone's been talking about the lock-in effect. It's the idea that anyone who was smart enough to grab a mortgage rate around 3% is now basically handcuffed to their home, refusing to sell and take on a rate that's more than double. This story has dominated the news, and honestly, it's been the main reason for our ridiculously low housing inventory. It's a simple story, and it's been true, but not the whole story anymore. The first surprising trend is that those golden handcuffs are starting to get a little loose. Now, this isn't a floodgate opening up, but it's a subtle, important shift that's creating real opportunities for anyone paying attention. For years, housing inventory in Chicago has been in a nosedive. In the city of Chicago, inventory for single-family homes recently dropped nearly 16% compared to last year. This scarcity is what has kept prices climbing, even when the number of sales has dipped. Fewer homes for sale means more people fighting over them. Simple as that. But here's the twist we're seeing in 2025. It turns out life doesn't stop for interest rates. Top economists like Lawrence Young from the National Association of Realtors are pointing out that major life events are finally starting to matter more than that sweet low rate. People have kids and need a yard. They get a new job, they retire, or they're just plain tired of the commute from the house they bought back when work from home was a forever thing. That daily grind is starting to feel a lot worse than a higher mortgage payment. The data is starting to back this up. As of May 2025, the number of homes for sale in the Chicago metro area actually saw a 3.4% increase compared to this time last year. In the city itself, that increase was even bigger at 6%. While this isn't some massive surge, it is a critical reversal of a long-term trend. We may have finally hit bottom for inventory. So who wins and who loses here? The losers are the sellers who are just waiting around thinking the insane shortage of the last few years is going to last forever. They think they can just throw their house on the market and watch the bidding war commence. They might be in for a really rude awakening as more homes start to trickle onto the market, giving buyers just a little more breathing room. The other losers are the buyers who've given up. Convinced nothing new is ever coming up for sale, they swipe through Zillow once a week, see the same old listings and shut the app in frustration. The winners are the sellers who see what's happening right now. They're listing their homes in this sweet spot. While the market is still starved for good homes, but just before a potential wave of new listings could heat up their competition, they'll get all the benefit of today's pent-up buyer demand. Other winners are the buyers who are ready to pounce. They have their alerts on, they're talking to their agent every day, and they're ready to go the second one of these newly unlocked properties hits the market. The second and maybe most dramatic trend is the giant canyon that's opened up between the city and the suburbs. The old story of everyone's fleeing to the suburbs is way too simple for what's happening now. We're looking at two completely different markets, moving at two different speeds as well, with two totally different rule books for winning. Let's start with the suburbs. To say the market in places like DuPage and Lake County is competitive is an understatement. It's a frenzy. Inventory in these areas is down as much as 50 to 55% from what we'd consider normal. That's not a shortage, it's a drought, and it's leading to some wild results in hot suburbs like Elmhurst and Oak Park. Over half of the homes are selling for above list price. In Naperville and Downers Grove, it's around 45%. Buyers out there are in bidding wars, making decisions in a matter of hours, and prices are reflecting that pressure. While city price growth is solid, prices in suburban Cook County have shot up 9% year over year for sellers in these suburbs. It's an absolute undisputed seller's market. They are in the driver's seat, no questions about it. But flip the coin, and the story in the city is completely different. While single-family homes in hot neighborhoods are also competitive, the condo market is telling a story of pure opportunity. Many are calling 2025 the comeback year for the downtown condo market. The pandemic hit high-rise living hard, and prices, many buildings in the Loop, South Loop, and River North still haven't fully recovered to where they were before 2020. This creates a remarkable window. You can find a one-bedroom condo in an A-plus location like Streeterville for prices that feel like a time machine back to a decade ago. While the median sales price in the Chicago metro area is pushing $380,000, within the city itself, it's more manageable, $315,000, largely thanks to the affordability of these condos. This creates a crystal clear divide. The losers are the buyers trying to snag a house in Hinsdale or Naperville with a casual, let's see what happens attitude. They'll write an offer at the asking price and are just shocked when they lose to 10 other bids. On the flip side, city condo sellers who are pricing their units based on the suburban frenzy are also losing. Their properties are just sitting there because they don't realize they're playing a completely different game. The winners are obvious, those suburban sellers cashing in on record high demand. But the other less obvious winners are the savvy city buyers. They're taking advantage of the condo market's recovery, grabbing homes in amazing locations for prices their suburban friends can only dream of. They're winning by zigging while everyone else is zagging. If if you're trying to figure out which of these markets is right for you, drop a comment below with your dream neighborhood or so. Let's talk about the specific dynamics at play where you're looking. This brings us to our third thread, the one that ties it all together. The playbook for how to buy and sell a home has been totally rewritten in 2025. Winning isn't about a simple transaction anymore. It's about creativity, strategy, and understanding the psychology of the real estate market. Let's start with buyers. The old advice was to get a 30-year fixed mortgage and make a fair offer that doesn't cut it anymore. With affordability being a huge hurdle, successful buyers are getting crafty. We're seeing more buyers using adjustable rate mortgages again, ARMs, for a lower initial rate, looking into down payment assistance programs, or even teaming up with friends or family to pool their resources. They're also thinking differently. Instead of being obsessed with a particular zip code, they're shopping for a lifestyle, proximity to a great coffee shop, a dog park, or a specific gym. This is helping them find hidden gems and overlooked pockets of the city and suburbs. They're also being more deliberate. The average time a home spends on the market has actually decreased to 49 days, but that's because the best homes sell in a flash. While buyers are willing to ignore an overpriced or dated one, for sellers, this means that even with low inventory, you can't be lazy. The leverage you have isn't a blank check. Just putting a for sale sign in the yard is no longer a guarantee of a massive payday, with buyers being so selective. The gap between a well-prepared home and an average one is gigantic. A home that is staged professionally, photographed, and priced strategically will create an emotional spark and ignite one of those bidding wars. But an unprepared, cluttered, or overpriced home, even in a hot area, will just sit there. Buyers will assume something's wrong, and the chance for a top dollar sale completely disappears. The winners and losers of this new game are obvious. The losers are the buyers waiting for a 5% mortgage rate that might not be coming anytime soon. And the sellers who think the market just owes them a huge profit, they slap a high price on their home without doing the prep work, and then they're forced to do price cut after price cut, chasing the market down and ultimately selling for way less. The winners are the strategic players, the buyers who have their financial house in order, have explored creative financing, and are working with a hyper-local agent who can spot value block by block. And the winning sellers are the ones who treat listing their home like a product launch. They invest in presentation, price it smartly to draw in the biggest crowd, and create the very competition that gets them a sale price that blows their expectations out of the water. So what does this all mean? The Chicago real estate market of 2025 isn't one thing. It's a complex, fascinating mix of competing forces. The lock-in effect is finally cracking, letting a little bit of new inventory onto the market. We have a superheated suburban market that feels like a different planet compared to the city's condo market, which is packed with comeback potential. And running through it all is a brand new set of rules for how buyers and sellers have to act if they want to win. The biggest mistake you can make right now is listening to national news or relying on old assumptions. The winners aren't trying to time the market. The winners are the people who understand the specific micro market they're in and build a strategy that fits. They know if they're in a seller's playground or a buyer's land of opportunity, and they act accordingly. If this breakdown helped you see the Chicago market in a new light, make sure you subscribe for more deep dives just like this one. And if you're thinking about buying or selling this year and want to build a strategy that puts you in the winners column, all of my contact information is in the description below. Let's figure this market out together. Thanks for watching, and I hope you'll be back for another video.